Oh, I forgot. Shoot. I forgot to add a title. Oh, I'll go back and do that. Oh, well.
We can jump out and jump back on if you need to.
All right. It says we're live. We're good.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm just going to double check and make sure. Let me make sure it's streaming on my page. Man, technology today is crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You are telling me.
Okay, let's see. Yes, we are live. We have 3 viewers. So
Okay.
I am here today with Kasey Hope from Pizzazz, and she has an art studio in Prattville, Alabama. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay. And she started her studio when she was pregnant with her daughter. So 12 years, is that what you just celebrated?
Yep. 12 years.
So she has a membership where she teaches women to letter, like hand letter things. And she does that through inspiring them in scripture-based projects. And I've been a member for the last few months, and it has been so nice to have that project or 2 projects or sometimes 3 projects if I go back to months that I didn't complete, to take that time for myself and be creative, because I have a creative business, but when you're doing it for business, sometimes it doesn't feel like creative fun. So I wanted to show you guys just a couple of the projects that my daughter and I have done together through my Whatever Letter membership. And this is what we did this past weekend. You can see she is 11, and I loved that she struggles with confidence when it comes to painting. And she told me while we were doing this, she goes, "Mom, it felt so good to sketch it all out before I put paint on it." And I thought, you know, if it's those little things that give my 11-year-old who struggles with perfectionism confidence, like these are things we will always do together. So this was one.
And then awesome. This was, and FYI, that's free on our page. If anybody wants to go and do that little one, that is a free tutorial that we've got on our Pizzazz page.
Through October 3rd, right?
Correct. Yes. It won't be up forever, but it'll be up through Thursday.
Yes. So this was something really cool. We did alcohol ink last month.
You're frozen.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Are my back? Hold on. Oh, you're frozen now. Uh-oh. Kasey, where are you? Okay, are you there? I can hear you now.
This happened. Yes.
Okay. So we did alcohol ink project last month, was it, Kasey? 2 months ago.
Yep.
And this was the goal, was something similar to this flower. And my sweet 11-year-old was doing it with me, and her flower got messed up. And this is what she did instead.
I love it. Love it.
Isn't that awesome? I was so proud of her, because she really shut down when her flower didn't turn out. And she ended up turning the middle of her flower into this beautiful sun. And she made
it.
Gorgeous landscape scene. And so anyway, this has been something that Saturday I had to take the day off, and I just couldn't wait to get into the studio and sit down and do something creative and fun. So this is my outlet.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that with all of you. This is like the best $35 of therapy that I spend every month.
I hear that a lot. I hear the words creative therapy, and I always like understood it to the degree that I understand it now, but after dealing with a little bit of stress and anxiety and a little bit of anxiety attack, feeling the difference that I felt after doing art, like I get it now. Like it is creative therapy. Like it is good for so many different things, including stress and anxiety, for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you get in the membership.
I think so our membership, we teach you lettering. Can you hear me okay? I feel like everything's on a little bit of a delay. Can you hear me?
It is a little bit, but I can still hear you. Ginger says, look over here. She says the audio is cutting out, but people are still on. So hopefully they can hear us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm having major difficulties this morning, but we're gonna keep rolling and hope it pops back in. So so the lettering club was started from a few different things. We were teaching lettering here at the studio, but what we saw is that it took more than just one night to get it. And so we created this boot camp that is a 4-week boot camp that teaches you all of the lettering basics that you need to know. It's definitely like if somebody asked me, is this for beginners? And I'm like, absolutely. We walk you through it very slowly. But then we give you projects, because if you just taking one course on lettering is not going to equal into you're a great letterer now. It takes practice, practice, practice. And so we provide projects every month that are good for your self-therapy, for your creative outlet, and also for your lettering practice if you are wanting to grow in that skill. And like you said, a lot of it is scripture-based. That doesn't mean that everything that we do is, but that does mean that the culture of our club is around scripture, because we are wanting to letter things that do fill our mind with positivity and truth into our mind. So whenever we send you happy mail every single month, and in that happy mail we include 4 scripture cards, and this is just straight scripture. We letter a little bit on it, and this is something that you can put all around. You can put on your bathroom mirror, you can put in your, in your kitchen, on the refrigerator. You can one member, her daughter goes to school with my daughter, and I don't know if they were even friends at the time, because my daughter came back and she said, I saw a girl at school and she had whatever letter scripture cards all in her locker. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. That also get into their minds. So so we do a lot of lettering and art and scripture based, and just a lot of goodness inside the club.
So tell me what was included in last month's box, so that they can get an idea, because it's not just scripture cards. There's so much more to the box.
Correct. Yeah, so there's 4 scripture cards. There's 2 traceables. Now we send you digitally 4 traceables that are the scripture. There's look like the scripture cards that you can print those off as many times as you want. But physically, we send you 2 traceables on cardstock. Those are meant to, you can go over them for your just kind of like that muscle memory. We have seen how Christy Hawkins from the Social Easel, she came on last week, and she has those scripture cards, and she adds paint and markers and gold and all kinds of stuff all around them to really add the pizzazz to them. And so there's lots of things that you can do with those. We send you 1 art print that you can use for yourself or for gifts, and then we send you starter supplies. And I want to be clear that we don't send you everything that you need. It's just not possible with all that we do and the price point on these. But we send you good starter supplies. So last month, the box that we sent you has 2 small canvases and UPO paper, and that's going to be used in conjunction with what we sent you, paper and alcohol inks. And so those alcohol inks are just really fun to play with and to add the lettering. Oh, we also sent gold Posca pens. We sent the UPO paper, 2 canvases, and the gold Posca pen last month. So that kind of gives you an idea. Like, yes, you still need Mod Podge and you still need scissors. Yay! You still need a few other things, but the other things that we usually don't include is what most people who are crafty and artsy have those usually at your home anyway. So that's kind of what a box, or it's not always a box. Sometimes it's like a package, an envelope, but that's kind of what's always included.
Yes. And we did a couple months ago, we did little door hangers, which were super cute.
Yeah, we're coming up with some more of those. In October, we're doing more door hanger or some wood. And November, we are doing embossing to get ready for the holiday season. It's going to be really pretty with the different embossing. And then in December, we are doing more watercolor. So many people are excelling at those watercolor the trucks that we just did on that free tutorial. So in December, we'll be doing more of the watercolor.
And I did, I watched the live you did with Christy Hawkins. She's a friend of both of ours. And last week when I opened my membership, that very first night when I was thinking about like decompressing for the day, I sat down with my markers and my watercolors, and I did that. I made a scene just in my card said serve others, because that's what my membership does too. And so, yes, it is. it's amazing to have just those little projects that you're like, oh, I need 15 minutes to decompress, and you've got something.
And I love that you say that, because all too often people think that a project is a big long 2-hour thing, and we try to vary it up. We don't have anything that are 2 hours, but there's a lot of things that you can do in 30 minutes inside the club, and those traceables you can do, like you said, in 15 or even less. Sometimes they're just kind of what we call quick wins. You know, we don't want everything to be laborious. Sometimes you just want to letter and paint. And so,
well, I wish I could
fun quick win.
I wish I could find mine to show you guys, because it was so fun. But
maybe whenever I'm going to lower my camera in a second to show I'm going to teach y'all how to do just a quick little journal. That also says hello fall. We've been saying hello fall everywhere we go. But I'm going to show you that. So if you want to look for it, then you can.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Well, will you show us? I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay. So I will tell you, I've been having to apologize to everybody for my, because I have to turn the camera around and then lower and then flip it for you to be able to see lettering, because it's not something that I can do right here, because then it's all backwards. Okay. So you're just going to have to, roll with me here. I have to flip around and get dizzy and all that kind of stuff. So flip you first, and then we'll lower you.
Kasey's in my favorite color today.
My pink. Oh, you know what? I might not. Can I do this? Can I do all this fancy stuff when we're on a Zoom?
You should.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't know if I can flip. Yeah, but can you see the words? I might have to. I don't know. You know how in Facebook you can. I'll just turn this around. How about that? Can y'all see that? It's still backwards, isn't it?
Nope. That's right. That's perfect.
This is right? Okay. In my view, it's backwards. Okay. All right. So hold on. I'm going to have to work from the opposite side of the table than I thought I was. So just hang tight. Let me move a few things.
Yes, that's perfect. That's super cute.
Okay. So this is just, I like to show that lettering, basically you can use it everywhere. So yes, you can use it on door hangers. Yes, you can use it in watercolor. Yes, you can use it on a plain piece of paper, or you can take anything. I like to even like the brown paper bags that I give as gifts. I like to put letters on those. So we are just going to take simple supplies and do a simple saying and see how you can kind of add some, pizzazz to a plain piece of paper. I'm going to roll this up just for a second, though, because I want to break this down in a few steps for you. So when you're doing the H, and if you've done our fall truck, I taught this exact same saying and in this exact same way. We do it one stroke at a time. So you would do that first. Okay, all by itself. Can y'all see that okay? Yep. Yes? Okay. Looks good. You do that first. Then you would start here and you would do this shape. Okay. When you think of these as just line and shape, it makes it so much easier, because instead of asking, like, sometimes your brain sees this whole thing and thinks, well, I cannot write like that. But if you break it down into, wait a second, I can do a stroke like that, and I can do a stroke like that. Let me put those two together. Like when you do it like that, you are able to now have a pretty H. Now, one tip I give is to pick your pen up in between letters. Do not think that it all has to be like one continuous motion. Whenever we were taught cursive back in the day, they would never pick your pen up. But when we are doing this is considered faux calligraphy. We do pick our pen up, okay? Because a lot of things. One, for this E, for example, and I do this a lot, like I want this E going sideways. I don't want, if I did an H, I don't want the E coming straight up and then the L's looking like that. Don't they all look the exact same, except that's just small and little? I don't want that. I want this E going sideways. So the only way, if it's coming straight from here, it's got to go up. But if you pick your pen up and then connect it down there, you get the look. It looks a little bit better. All right, so then you got the L. It's just going to be a stroke. And notice that, yes, it came lower. This is one thing that we teach is called the bounce. This is a little bit lower. This is higher. This is lower. Like you don't have to have them all on the same plane. That also gets rid of any need for perfectionism. It was when you embrace the bounce. Now, you know what? I probably came out a little bit too far right here. I did, because now this L is not going to be as close. Usually I would do this in pencil. I'm just going to, I overcompensated on that one to try to. All right. So you see, there's my hello for my fall. I'm going to one line, one stroke. And you come down and down. Okay, so I just kind of did this slowly on the white so that you could see it. I'm a little bit wonky because y'all can't see, but like I've got the pole. Like I was not planning on recording from this side. So I am like standing up, hovered around my pole. Here's the pole right here, trying to do this. All right, so here we go.
You're doing great.
Here we go. I'm gonna try to angle this. I'm gonna try to angle this towards myself, who's over here off camera. All right, so I'm gonna do it with pencil first. That to me is just a lot less stressful. So I'm going to do the one stroke. One stroke. Make my E go to the side. One, and then I got it. Okay, one line at a time is what I just did. Got F. Y'all see, even that A is made up of two strokes. All right, so I've got that on there, and I like the way it's positioned. If I didn't, it would be really easy. Whereas over here, I didn't like something, but I couldn't do anything because it was in Sharpie. In pencil, you can do it, and you're A-okay because you can just erase it. So now I'm going to go over it first, and then I'm going to come back and add my thickness. Now, when I go over it with Sharpie, I do go a little bit faster because if I personally go too slow, it doesn't look as fluid as I want it to be. If I concentrate too hard on getting it right on the pencil line, like you can see, like it's not right on the pencil line. That's okay. I will erase that later. What I'm worried about now is that was kind of my guideline. And now let me just get the marker on. It does not have to be right on top of the pencil because I can erase the pencil. Now I'm going to thicken those down strokes. So down strokes this would be going up, and then here it comes down. Up, this is coming down. Over and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so when we say thicken the down strokes, you know what we're talking about here. I also like to put these little things on the end. Up, here's the down stroke. Up and down. That kind of got a little wonky earlier. And then from there, you could either, we see some people do like little polka dots inside of here. But this is just faux calligraphy. Okay, it's if you were using a brush, you would get the thicks and the thins based on pressure. This is not a brush pen, this is just a plain Sharpie. It's another thing I love about lettering. You can do fancy supplies, you can do embossing and beautiful things, but you can also do really simple supplies. You can also just take a pencil and a sketch pad and do your lettering. You can take this little Sharpie that you probably have a ton laying around and use it.
Kasey, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
For those of us who have terrible handwriting, can we still do whatever letter?
Absolutely, because I have terrible handwriting too. If you were to see my checkbook or my journal or anything like that, my handwriting is not great. This is drawing. This is drawing letters. So that was one big realization to me whenever I used to not be any good at lettering and kind of thought that I just didn't have what it took. I thought that some people had it and some people didn't. But then when I realized, wait a second, I am an artist. I know how to draw. If I can draw a flower, I should be able to do this line right here. And then I should be able to do this line right here. And if I think about forming letters just as drawing, the whole game changes because I can draw and I can figure out how to do one line at a time. So yeah, great question because my handwriting is no good either.
Yeah, mine's terrible.
My journals and checkbooks are, yeah. All right, so that's that. And then I would let it dry for just a bit, and then maybe could erase stuff. If you wanted to embellish it some more, you could. Let me just put, since we've got one that's blank here, I'll have fun adding just some embellishments to just show you some thoughts that you could do. These are just little lines of something that you could just have fun with.
Those are super cute.
So there you go. So just wanted to show you just a very easy way to incorporate lettering. And like we said, everything does not have to be, you know, something that takes tons of time. We see that this didn't take hardly any time at all, and we got to just kind of have fun. So whenever you join the lettering club, again, we don't just jump in and say, okay, here this is, do it. We take you through the boot camp that teaches you about letter formation, that teaches you about the bounce, that teaches you about thickening the downstroke. We go through it very slowly, and then we do fun projects that just give us extra practice. So that is that.
Kasey talks a lot about, she's mentioned it a couple times, but in the lettering group, she talks a lot about muscle memory. And honestly, so I joined when she first opened last year. And I got so busy, I knew I didn't have time for the project. And so I had to cancel my membership. Well, when I rejoined, I went back through the boot camp. And it was amazing to me. I already had that muscle memory because I had done it, but I just hadn't used it in a while. And so like, it was so easy to just go. And so muscle memory is a big thing. Like once you start making those strokes, you don't forget them. And it just becomes easier and easier and easier as you practice, which is why she does projects every month, not just you to letter.
That's exactly it. So and I'm back. So,
but I would encourage. I would encourage you all to, I'll put the links on. Kasey, I'm an affiliate for Kasey, and so I have a link that if you want to join, I would love it if you would use my link so she knows that I sent you. But I would also love it if you guys would do this project. Seriously, you could do this project with a set of 99-cent watercolor Crayola watercolor and a Sharpie marker and a piece of cardstock.
And that's honestly a great way. Some people say, well, do you have like a trial period so I can try it out? That is our trial period. It's a free little class that you can, or a little workshop that you can do and give it a try. And I guarantee, like I have seen so many women who said, I've never done anything like this before. I've never drawn before, but they're posting their pictures. We've never done watercolor and lettering before, and they're posting their pictures. Like that is exciting. When you hear so many people who have never done anything like this before and they're doing it and they're doing it really well, then you know that, hey, like you can do it too. So if you're not sure, whatever, just try our free stuff. And if it's something that you like, then awesome. I will say we have bonuses that end tonight though. The club is open until Thursday. If you join by midnight tonight, there are 3 bonuses that we give you immediately, okay? The boot camp doesn't start till next Monday, but immediately when you sign up, you're getting 3 of our past guest teachers. One of them is Crystal Witten. You might know her. She has like the Faith and Lettering prayer journal. She has a lot of other products too. That's one that she's very known for. She showed us some creative note taking, and she uses that with like sermon notes, and it's just really cool. She just has like a little spread, and she teaches you different fonts and banners and bubbles and all kinds of different things that are very cool. She also that's what you're getting from Crystal. Then from Danielle from Imperfect Dust, she's showing you the lettering on wood. It's a really quick and easy choose joy project, but she goes so slow that it makes it really easy to understand and to say, hey, I can do that. And that's bonus number 2. And then bonus number 3 is from Carmen Brunson, and she shows us, which I think will be very beneficial for the upcoming Christmas season. She shows us how she takes clear glass ornaments and letters on those. So she will do those for gifts, whether it says, Mr. or Mrs. whatever, or somebody's name or teacher's names. But that's a great thing that really can save you a lot of money if you've got a lot of little gifts to make, or not to make, but to get. instead of buying a ton of little gifts, once you watch your tutorial and are able to do your lettered ornaments, not only does it save you a lot of money during the holiday season, but it's just a little bit extra special too.
Well, in Hobby Lobby right now, one of the teachers at my son's school, every year she does one of the clear plastic ornaments with like marshmallows inside, like the melted snowman. And so,
oh yeah,
isn't that cute? Well, my daughter had
yeah,
and she had asked
yeah,
if we could send in some of those ornaments. Guys, they're so cheap. It was $20 for a pack of 24, but they're 40% off. So really it was like $12. And you could letter on those and tie some cute ribbons with like a super cute little bow at the top. And those would be adorable gifts.
and you've got less than $1 put into it. Like, yeah, that'd be really, really great. I think that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's something that right now is the time to go ahead and grab your ornaments and start practicing, because they're so cheap at Hobby Lobby right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kasey,
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on and showing us how to letter. And
You are welcome.
Ginger says she's already joined, and I know someone else did.
Okay.
I'm not sure who it was, but guys, you have so much fun. So much fun. So Kasey, you enjoy the rest.
Well, yay, Ginger, we are glad to have you. I'm trying to look at some other comments to see if there's any questions, but I just saw something that said somebody knows me, but I don't know.
Let's see.
I've lost it.
My computer is not showing me comments, but let me pull up my
Oh, it doesn't say somebody knows me. It says, make sure Kasey knows I'm with you. Okay. You know what I was reading that as, really, when I was scanning? Something about my mom knows you. And I'm like, what? Like, whose mom do I need to say hey to?
Okay,
we're good.
Let me pull up. Were you able to see all the comments?
I don't see all of them, but I can go back later. It only shows me about 5 at a time for whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
All
Guys,
right.
I'm gonna edit the little box above and put my link in there, and I'm also gonna put the link to the free fall truck project, so you guys can all go try it out, because you're gonna fall in love.
Yeah, I will say there's probably not one link, because we broke that into 3 sections, but you'll probably give the link to the private Facebook group. And once you're inside there, if you just go to units or to announcements, we've pinned it over there, the units or announcements.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right. See ya. Thanks so much.
Let me